president and founder of PS314, matchmaking agency for social change, PS314, Pi Isis S Ankhra. How do you feel about the state of Black men's mental health and about physical safety in this time? Sister Pi Isis, I want to follow up with you because this question is really going to be for all of you. What are your thoughts on that?
You know, I was just listening to, I've been going back to, because we've been here so many different times, I wanted to go back to conversations that our ancestors had, those generations before us. I was listening to James Baldwin and Nikki Giovanni talking about the impact of the Black family in times like this, when we are basically living through terrorism on our bodies, our spirit, and our dignity. And my sense is that we are in need of grace for ourselves and each other, specifically for Black love. That has been assassinated very pointedly over the years, decade to decade, and it's never really been acknowledged, and there's been no accountability. And so there was a period of time about 5 years ago when we were kind of in this space before of I can't breathe. So to have that again is insult to injury. And I thought, well, you know, humanity will lead us forward. Reconciliation will lead us forward. I thought about South Africa and what they've gone through and how important the Truth and Reconciliation conferences were and to be so public. But the reality is that we're not ready for reconciliation until we deal with truth. And to have our Black men be assassinated by their dignity, life, or spirit every single day in their presence is truly unfair. And to make space for them as Black women to love them is something that we try to do over and over from one generation to another. And I'll just leave it with this point as we continue to have the conversation. A family member of mine, a woman, Black woman, she said to me about her partner, she said, I don't understand why he's not as enraged as I am. And I said, you know, just think about the coping mechanisms that we've had to deal with and adopt, right? Because we have to continue, because even though there have been glimmers of hope and there's been progress, we have yet to have accountability across the board. There's been yet to dismantle, we've been disruptive, but to dismantle and reconstruct with our politics being thought of and considered as a priority at the table. So until that is done, it's difficult to believe that things will change. So we're almost kind of keeping things in the back. We don't want to really bring it to the forefront. So I can imagine for him, for many Black men, I don't want to bring this up, because what happens if it doesn't change? I will rage. Where will that go? Where will the energy go? Are we supposed to hold that as Black women in the family? You know, I think that when we think about reparations, that has to also come with our healing. That's not just about a transaction of money to our communities. That's also about acknowledgement that we have been living through trauma and continuously living in trauma, and what that does to us, specifically to our dignity, and what does it do to men who are meant to be protectors and providers to the family when they're unable to. So it was the same conversation with Nikki and James. It is the same conversation today. So in terms of mental health, I have great concern for all of us,
Yeah,
and
definitely.
specifically for our Black men.